Okay, everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat here at Shira David, Baruch Hashem. Another beautiful day here in Eretz Yisrael, Baruch Hashem. Birds are chirping.
Yeah.
It's cloudy. It's okay. The sun is going to be.
Yesterday was sunny. Today's cloudy.
Yeah, we have variety. It's nice. It's good.
Look, if we didn't have clouds, we wouldn't have rain.
We're asking now for the tell. We're not asking for rain no more.
Yeah. We're going to get our
A
due.
little spritz, right? All right. Okay. All right. Anyway, so today is we're learning the Sefira and Lachem. Today is Hayom Shleisha Asa Yom Shehem Shvua Echad Ushisha Yomim Lomer, and today is Reb Shalom Parnas's great grandfather's yahrzeit. Reb Yosef Yitzchak ben Reb Yeshua. He passed away, you said, 57 years ago. Wow, Baruch Hashem. Okay. There should be a Melech Yosef for you, for your family, and for all the clients. So we need that today. Okay, so it's very interesting that his name, that Reb Shalom's grandfather's name was Yosef Yitzchak. Today is the day of Yesod Shebegvura. Yesod is Yosef. Yitzchak is Gvura. Yesod Shebegvura. See? His name, he mamash was the midah of Yesod Shebegvura. And he passed away on the day of Yesod Shebegvura, the 13th day of the Omer. Interesting, huh? Very good, Shalom. Very good. Boker Tov, Reb Yossi. Okay, so here we go. It says today, if you want to merit to have proper Yiras Hashem, right? Proper Yiras Hashem. The Rebbe say we're learning in Likutey Halachos, Hilchos Kriya Shema, when Halacha Gimel, which is based on lesson 7 in the second book in Tinyana. The Rebbe says over there, if you want people to be able to listen to you, you have to have the proper Yiras Hashem. Right? You have to have the proper Yiras Hashem. Right? If you want people to, if you want your words to affect people, right? If you want to speak to people, if you're wondering why you're speaking to your family, speaking to people, and they're not listening, you have to work on Yiras Hashem. Right? So today we're learning here, you have to grab on to the level of tzaddik. Oh, that's a pretty tall order, right? Right? The Tanya is saying that it's a big job to be a Beinoni. Right? But here we're saying, no, you have to work on being a tzaddik. Right? How do you do that? You work on purity, right? Sexual purity. You work on your purity. You work on, right? He says now, you watch how you speak, right? So you speak in a clean way, right? You speak in a pleasant way, right? Okay, Shekain anu Maitzian b'Yosef she'achar sho'im b'nisayin be'eshes paytifa v'shomer es brisa. You see, when it came to Yosef HaTzadik, after he passed that test with Mrs. Potiphar, right? Zocha l'Torah tzad. What?
You got thrown in jail.
Wait, what's it?
No, I know. It's the end of
Zocha l'Torah tzaddik. He got the title of tzaddik from the Torah, right? V'heyed al atzmai b'fnei achiv, and he even said this over to his brothers. He made this statement to his brothers, and he said, "Eso alikim ani yoreh." I fear God. He said to his brothers when he met the brothers, he says, "Don't worry about it. I'm not going to do anything to you. You don't have to worry about it. Eso alikim yoreh. I fear God. Don't worry." So you can fear Hashem through fearing Hashem. There's why are you going to be careful what you see? Why are you going to be careful what you do? Because you fear Hashem. So you can work on the midah of Yesod through the midah of Gvura, right? The midah of Yesod, you're right. You grab on. How do you do that? You grab on. Now he goes on to say something amazing. Oy ditain aliba ki letzarich hayosei masig yesirosei shel habayis barach yesh lo lepoel gvura ba'atzmai bekol taiva ha'olam bichlal. When it comes to any kind of desires, physical desires that we have, you have to work on breaking the physical desires. When it comes to Shmiras Habris Befrat, when it comes to watching the covenant, more so.
We're speaking specifically about the Brit.
But he's going to say, just wait a minute, keep going. Mashamru Chazal. Okay, Chazal. Besuda Sheinoscha. If you have a Suda, go to a Suda that you're going to, just to enjoy. You're going to a meal, right, to enjoy. Moishich Yotcha Mimena. Draw your hand away from it. Don't indulge. Don't overindulge. Right? Don't overindulge. Ki kol menias taiva nechsheves l'siguf v'tainis hamachaperes over. Because anytime you hold yourself back from something, that's called like a siguf. You're tormenting your body. I want this thing. Right? I want this piece of 7-layer cake. I want this, whatever it is, right? I want this. And I'm not going to eat it. So that's difficult, right? So Chazal teach us that when you do that, that's considered like a tainus, a fast. That's considered like you're tormenting your body. And that you get forgiveness of sin by doing that. It's amazing, right? Hard to do, right? Yeah?
However, on Shabbat, it's the opposite. And are there any limits on Shabbat?
No, Shabbat is different. Shabbat is because the whole idea of Shabbat is to enjoy the food. This is during the week.
No, I understand.
But you can do this on Shabbos also. Yeah, you don't have to overindulge either, right? Okay. Right. Nimsa Masag is Yerosai Shalabari is Baruch Ayadei Kedushosai Betarosai. So you can come to serve the fear Hashem. Why are you doing this? Again, I'm doing this because I fear Hashem. I fear that I'm going to be in trouble. I did things wrong. I want to get kapara. I want to get kapara for my sin. So I'm going to do things contrary to what I want to do. Again, because that's the Ratzon Hashem. Right? Again, like we keep learning, I'm aligning my Ratzon with the Ratzon Hashem. My Ratzon is, I want to eat this, I want to do this, we're just learning Sfat and Lachem Yasi. We're just for another minute, okay? So in other words, I want to do this, but I'm not doing it. I'm connecting my Ratzon to the Ratzon Hashem. Like we learned about tzedakah, right? When I want to keep the money for myself. I went to work, I earned my money, it's my money, right? Hashem says, give the money. So in giving the money is a great demonstration of aligning my Ratzon to Hashem's Ratzon, right? Here we say another way, right? You come to a party or whatever it is, and you don't indulge as much as you'd like to, right? You hold back, right? Instead of having 2 pieces of cake, you have 1 piece of cake. I want a second one. Don't have the second one, right? That's considered torment. That's considered as if it's a tainus on some level, and you get kapara. So one is through the thing. So we said 2 things today. Is the midah of Yesod Shebigvur, right? Yesod Shebigvur. So it's Yosef and Yitzchak, right? Yes, you didn't know that Shalom has his grandfather's, great-grandfather's yard site, and his name was Yosef Yitzchak ben Yoshua. And he passed away today. Today's the midah of Yesod Shebigvura. Yosef Yitzchak. Yesod Shebigvura. Get it? Yeah. Amazing. Mamish amazing. It's mamish amazing. Mamish amazing. Okay. And so we got 2 things, right? So in other words, 2 things. You can always grab onto the midah of tzaddik, like Yosef Tzaddik did. He got his title when he passed the test. When he passed the test with Ashes Potiphar, Mrs. Potiphar, right? When he passed that test, right? He got the title of tzaddik, and as he said to his brothers, Eselikim ani yoreh. I fear God. He said to his brothers, don't worry about it. I'm not going to do anything to you. You're okay because I fear God. And it wasn't you that caused anything. It was all Hashem. Right? He tells them. Right? He sees right through it. He saw right through it the same way Yitzchak saw through the din. Yosef saw right through the din because he gained the title of tzaddik. Okay? So that's how two ideas we have today for the midah of Yesod Shebigvura. And to Kinyan Torah today is B'mikra. right? Study Torah, Mikra. Written text, right? The Mikra is the written text. Study more Torah. Of course, you can be Konet Torah. Okay, so that's the Sefer Usfat Lochem in the Midah today of Yesod Shebegvura, 13th day of the Omer. Okay. All right, now we're going to go to Likutey Halachos, and again, we always learn for the well-being of our Chayalim and the Chatufim, right? The soldiers and our captives. Yeah. Hashem, please show them mercy. Okay. Because no one else is showing them mercy. Right?
I also pray for a Pinchas moment. Passion.
Yeah, okay. All right, so today we're going to continue. We're learning in Hilchas Kriya Shema. Likutey Halachos Hilchas Kriya Shema. We're in Halacha Gimel, right, 3, and today we're up to Beis, 2. Right, so we learned a lot of things yesterday, all based on lesson 7 in the Likutey Moran Tinyana, right? We learned a lot of concepts of this idea of Makif, Pnimi, giving over ideas, and so on, right? All the Ma'ala, Lamad. We always have to be on high, and we have to be down in this world. Again, here, right, and we give over. When you give over your teachings to somebody else, you kind of empty out your mind, give it to the next person, and then the makif that was around your mind, the things that you didn't understand till now they can come in, and now you can understand those, and the other person was a makif to him, now becomes pnim, and so on. Okay? Now let's go to base. Okay. And we're going to be picking up those points through Halacha Gimel. Okay, we'll see a little bit more. V'zeh b'chinas Kriya Shema b'peh daika, shetrichin lefarseim emunaseinu hakadosh b'peh daika ayidei amiras Kriya Shema pamayim b'chol yom. So here we said now, right? We said that the Kriya Shema you have to speak, right? You have to say b'peh. Malchus is b'peh. Remember we learned about that. Malchus is peh, right? So the Malchus is in the mouth. Malchus is connected to the tzaddik, right? So you have to say the words. You have to actually say the words to publicize. To publicize Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad in the world. There's one God, right? And you do that twice, a minimum of 2 times a day, right? In the morning, right? In the morning by Shachris, right? And in the evening by Arvis, by Mariv, right? You say at least 2 times a day. Those that we also say, of course, Kriya Shema Lamita. That will be a 3rd time. Those that put on Rabbeinu Tam Tefillin repeat Kriya Shema again. That's 4 times, and so on. You could say as many times as you like. Okay, but at least twice. That's the very basic minimum. Okay, Shezeh bechinas v'avisa tehila migushe ofa mikutzrei chaymer. That's what where I'm bringing you praise from the physicality, the grime of this earth, megushe ofa, right? The physical earth of this world, the physicality of this world. I could bring praise to Hashem. Again, Hashem has all His angels, and all His angels are always praising Him. But when we can conjure up to say a praise to Hashem in this dingy physical world, that's amazing for Hashem. That is mamash an amazing thing, right? We're fashioned from matter, right? What are we already, right? What are we, right? And we can praise Hashem. That's amazing. The main praise and the main joy Hashem has when we know Hashem in this world. Because again, He hides Himself here, right? In all the other places, Hashem is known, right? The angels know Hashem. They see the truth. But over here, Hashem hides the truth. We have to find the truth. You understand? So when we find the truth in this world, that's a great joy to Hashem. Like we always say the same way when kids are playing the game, hide, go seek, right? So when you find the guy that was hiding, everyone's happy, everyone's joyful, because that's the game. That's Hashem's game. right? Hashem hides in the world. Find Him. You're happy, like we said. It brings you a great joy, right? Brings you a great joy when you say Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. When you recognize that you have the emun and the oneness of Hashem, right? That you have the truth. That I know the truth. That brings me great joy. That we said that we could then say the 248 words of Kriya Shema, right? Connected to the 248 limbs of my body, right? I'm just trying to connect it back together, right? The things we learned last week, right? Okay. Right? In other words, in this world, what we're thinking, nobody knows, right? Your thoughts are in your mind, right? People don't know what's in your mind, right? But when you say something, people know what you were thinking, right? As you make that statement. So when you speak it out in this world and you mefarsim, you make it, you publicize Hashem in the world. That's something amazing. Even down here, in the Dorei Mata, in the people that are living down here. And specifically, we have to tell them over here. Specifically, we have to explain it. Sheyedu kulam ki Hashem hu Elokim, to know that Hashem is Elokim. Right? There's no two gods. There's no God of judgment, and there's a God of kindness. No, it's one. Hashem Elokeinu. Hashem is one. V'yomahu yeh Hashem echad u'shmo echad. Right? On that day, we'll all understand that really everything Hashem did throughout the entire time in the world, all the millennia of the world that we live, right? Everything was always done through chesed. Hashem was always kind. Okay. Ki adibur hu bechinas kol, because dibur is kol. Like we said yesterday, kol is the upper world, the lower world. The yached b'shemaya va'ara. I'm being miyached, I'm unifying heaven and earth. I'm making a unification of heaven and earth. Rabbi Nachman speaks about in lesson 11 in Likutey Moran, the first book. Shadiba nikra tzifarta dekore bein shemaya la'ara. Right? That dibur is the speech, right? The tzifarta, right? Like birds also chirp, right? From that same type of thing between Ara and Shemaya, right? The land and Shemaya. Ki kol b'shemayim v'oretz the yached Shemaya v'Ara, because I'm unifying ki kol b'shemayim v'oretz, kol, the voice, right? We're saying Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu b'peh. You have to say it. So when I say it, I'm unifying Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. I'm unifying the heaven together with the earth. Amazing what we're doing. Right? When we're saying making a statement of Shema Yisrael, so much is going on. Ki kol hanal ze bechinas tzadik kayadua. Kol is an aspect of tzadik. Why? As we said, here watch this. Kamavaya b'maimer hanal. V'isa b'zayir HaKadosh, u'muva b'divrei Rabbeinu Zal, Peh is karas misitra de tzadik. Peh, Malchus is Peh, is connected, the Zayir says is connected to the tzadik. Again, when you're saying Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, right, and you're making unification of heaven and earth, so guess what? That's a tzaddik moment. Then you're having a tzaddik moment. Like the Tanya says, there are during the day, you'll find there are times in your day, you'll find that you're doing things like a tzaddik, like here saying Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. Right? There'll be times in the day that you'll find yourself being a Beinani, and then there may be times in the day you find yourself being a Rosh. Right? In one day. Nimsa shadiba hu bechinas tzadik shu bechinas kol the yached shemaya ba'ara shemeyer b'dorei mala b'dorei mata. He makes an illumination in this world. Of course, he brings light, Hashem's light in this world, right? Hashem, we learned that Hashem has an or pashat every day that goes out, right? There's an or pashat, and you can take this powerful light and you can fashion the powerful light to bracha, right? Or you could take the power, or this powerful light can be used for whatever the world uses to make a lot of noise, right? They do a good job with that today, right? They're making more noise than ever, right? Okay, v'darei mata. But again, we have the right. We can take that Ora Pashit, right? We learned by making the bracha, right? The Asher bracha banu mikol amim v'nosan lonu es tayrasa, right? When we make that bracha, Birchas HaTorah, and we say that, wow, Hashem chose us and He gave us the Torah, and we are chosen. We are the chosen people. The world loves that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's how we can. But when we believe that, that's how we can actually shut them up. That's how we can do it, not by making more noise. We don't making more noise and protesting and picketing and all of that nonsense. That's nonsense. That's just making more noise. When we take what we do seriously, we can really make a difference. Right? We could really make a difference. Okay, v'zeh b'chinas kriya shema b'peh kedei lohoyer hadas hazeh shel izgalus elikusi yizbarach b'chol ha'olamis. Through this, you can illuminate this das, this information, this das. Shel izgalus elikusi, the revelation of God, where b'chol ha'olamis, in all the worlds. So you'll ask me a question and say, hey, how when I'm saying over here, how can it how can it resonate up in the next world, right? But today we know we can do that, right? Right? They do the Super Bowl and they do all these things, right? And they film it somewhere, and it can be everywhere in the world at the same time, right? Right? People would try to understand years ago how Mashiach is going to come, right? He'll be standing amidst Hashem on Har HaBayis, right? Mashiach is going to proclaim himself, right? How would the world ever know? Right. No. How would the world ever know? Right? There'll be 50 people there, there'll be 100 people, 200 people there. How would anyone know? But today we don't have no questions on that, right? Right? Today we have no questions, right? Sure. Right? Now they have all the technology out there to let someone know something in a split second. In a split second. Dari Mala. So again, when you say Kriya Shema, you're actually making a proper proclamation that's announced in all worlds. You believe that? It's mamash announced in all worlds. Is galas elikusei b'chol ha'olamos b'darei malu b'darei mata. V'ho'eker l'hoya b'darei mata. The main thing is to illuminate this knowledge, this das, in this world. That's the main thing. To get this knowledge out. In the next world, they know about it. In the next world, they know Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Right? They know that. But the question is, how do we get it done over here? It's down here. That's the main joy Hashem has. The Shashuv is like the main cheering, the main joy that Hashem has when we can reveal Hashem in this world. In this world. Again, Hashem keeps himself hidden in this world because of Bechira, right? It's all about Bechira, right? Free choice. We have free choice. Right? Hashem wants us to have, He insists we have free choice. So if Hashem was so clear in this world, if He was so pronounced in this world, we wouldn't have free choice, right? Because if you see the truth, then you can't not be part of the truth. Only a fool would not, right? But again, if the truth is hidden, and there's so much other things that seem so interesting, then you choose Hashem through all the other things. Especially today when there's so much noise on the other side. But you still can choose Hashem. That's amazing, right? You can imagine that, right? Hashem's doing a great job at playing His game of hide go seek today. He's doing a great job. Ki al yedei hadibor mefarsemin umegalin elikusi yizbarach ba'olam hazeh hashofel gam kein shezeh ika tanugov yizbarach. So you can actually make that proclamation, bring that light into this world via making that unification by saying Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, by saying it. Words. You have to actually say the words. Not think the words, say the words. Because again, when you say the words, You cause something going on. You make a unification of this world and the next world together while you're making that, you're being miyached, the upper worlds, you're unifying the upper worlds together with this world over here. Ki adibur zeh bechinas yemale piti lasecha. Right? Like David HaMelech says, right? The words Ki adibur bechinas yemale piti lasecha. Fill my mouth will say the words praises of Hashem. Umilu es haaretz, it'll fill the world, it'll fill the earth, right? Bechinas meloi chol haaretz kavodei, like we say in the Kriya, well, like we say in Kedusha, meloi chol haaretz kavodei, right? Hashem is covered, is found everywhere, right? Because really, Hashem is hidden, and people think that Hashem is in the Beis Medrash, Hashem is in the shul. You find him in the yeshiva. You'll find Hashem by the Marasa Machpelah. You'll find Hashem by the Kosel. You'll find Hashem by the Kivrei Tzadikim. But Hashem isn't by all the other places. That's nonsense. Miloi chol haaretz kevodo. Hashem fills the entire world with His kavod. Right? There's elikus in everything. Right? Everything has a spark of Hashem in it. That's how it stays in existence, right? If it didn't have a spark of God, it can't exist, correct? Right? It only exists because it has a spark of God. We asked the question, you have to say Shema, you can say it in a language that you understand, right? Remember we said that, right? But we said that the 70 languages are no good. So how can you proclaim Hashem's one in a language that's no good?
Because you said
no, but we said,
has something.
but there's some good in there. There's some good in there, and you extract that good out. So again, the whole idea, Miloi chol haaretz kavod, Hashem's covenant is filled in the entire world. The question is, how do you find it? It's there. It's there. But the same way you can use any language to proclaim Hashem is one, right? Tzigazon, live with you. It's the same way you can do that, the same way Hashem is literally found everywhere in the world. Hainu, Shemagalan Likutey is brought Bailam Hazeh, Sha'oz Ha'olam Memula, right? Memula Mibnei Adam, and then the world will be filled with people. See, right now, we said when a person has the das, remember we learned yesterday, when a person has the das of Hashem, so then he's called an Adam, right? So if the person doesn't have the das of Hashem, so then he's an animal in the form of a person, right? But now we want the world to be filled with people, right? Adam, we want people. There are enough animals in the world, right? Two-legged animals. Right? There are enough two-legged animals in the world. We want to have more. We want to have more human beings in the world. How do we do that? Bring more das of Hashem in the world. Take people, teach people. The more you teach people, again, and we said yesterday, based on the lesson 7, is you have to have Rahmanis, right? What's the Ikar Rahmanis? Is on a person is the person's if the person doesn't know Hashem and the person's sinning, because then he's not going to have anywhere. His next world, what's he going to have already? What's he going to have, right? Right? There's a story with that the Gemara brings with Rabbi Akiva. Do you remember this story? There's many stories, but there's one story. I just thought of it now, where Rabbi Akiva was somewhere, and he sees there's a man running back and forth. He's all blackened. He's not clothed, and he's just running and busy and back and forth. So Rabbi Akiva asks him, "Hey, take a break. What is this?" No, I can't. I have to keep busy. I have to keep working. So Rabbi Akiva said to him, "Why? No." He says, "You don't understand. I'm not a person. I'm a soul that I came back down in this world, and this is my punishment. This is my punishment in this world." So Rabbi Akiva says to him, "Why did you come back down? And you're so busy with this work? What is this?" So he says, "When I was in the world, I was a tax collector, and I was very cruel to people. I used to take the money from the poor people and I used to let the rich people get away with things, and they gave me money, and I used to take the taxes from them. I wasn't a good guy. He tells Rabbi Akiva. So Rabbi Akiva says, so is there any way that you can get a kapara? Can there any way you can get fixed from this situation? He says, yeah. He said, if I would have a child that would say the Kaddish, Yiskadav Yiskada Shemei Rabba, right? And then the people would answer, Amen Yehei Shmei Rabba. And then he would say, Baruch Hu Es Hashem HaMavorach, Baruch Hashem HaMavorach Le'olam Vad. That would free me. That would free me from this problem. So Rabbi Akiva asked him, okay, do you have any child? He says, when I passed away, my wife was pregnant. Okay, where are you from? So he tells him the name of a town where he's from. I don't remember the town, I'm sorry. He was a town, he tells him the name, his name, he tells him the name of the family, he tells him his wife's name. Okay. So Rabbi Akiva says, I'm going to go to the town. I'm going to go. I'm going to take this on. Rabbi Akiva said, if I saw you, that means I have to do something about it, right? Again, someone like Rabbi Akiva, he saw something. There's a reason why he had to see this person and deal with this. So Rabbi Akiva went to this place. He asked the people of this town, wherever it was, he asked the people, do you know where this lady is? And from this guy, oh, she said, this lady, you don't want to find this lady. No, I need to find the lady. And she has a child? Yeah, she just had a child. Yeah. So Rabbi Akiva says, fine. He finds the lady, he finds the child, and he takes on that he'll teach this child. Pretty good tutor, right? Rabbi Akiva, right? Rabbi Akiva, think about it, right? Rabbi Akiva. Right? He'll be the tutor. So he took this kid and he started to teach this child. And the child had they explained that the child had different learning disabilities, but he figured out how to teach him anyway. What?
Ritalin.
Yeah.
Ritalin.
No, I don't think he gave him any Ritalin. No. That they give for ADD, right?
Yeah.
No, but learning disability. No, but Ritalin is when the kid's too active, right? They want to calm him down.
That's what they call it today.
Okay, fine. Rabbi Akiva didn't do that. All right. So anyway, Rabbi Akiva taught him the Aleph Beis. Rabbi Akiva taught him how to learn. He taught him Chumash. He taught him this. And then this little boy was able to go to shul then, and this little boy was able to say Yiskadav Yiskadash, right? He taught him how to do that. And then he was able to say Baruch Hu, right? When they answered, the people answered, well, he was a young man, but he answered Baruch Hu as Hashem HaMavorach. So this neshama came to Rabbi Akiva in a dream. This neshama came to Rabbi Akiva in a dream, and he thanked him. And he thanked him that he freed him from his trouble. He had real trouble. But here you see, there was a man that was living his life as a real scoundrel, right? Mm-hmm. Taking money from people that didn't have the money, really not a good guy. And then his kid says, says Yiskadav Yiskadash, again Aramaic, when we learned about the Aramaic, it's great, right? Right, he learned that, right? And the people answered, Amen, and it freed the guy. Unbelievable. And this guy went on to learn more. And he became a tzaddik himself, Rabbi Akiva. Could you imagine he had a teacher, Rabbi Akiva? Unbelievable. No. So here we're learning here like this idea here. That's the whole point. The world should be full of people, actual people. We just read it. It's no Got it? Not people in the image of animals. Right? You understand the difference? So long as people don't have the knowledge of Hashem, they act like animals. Right? Go look at the Germans, look at the Hamas, right? They don't have knowledge of Hashem. They don't have nothing. They claim they know Allah, they claim they know, but they have no knowledge. and they act like animals. They're not. They're animals. They're animals in the bodies of people, but they're not people. Now, okay. So that's base. Okay, we got that. You understand that, guys? Right? We understand this idea. The whole idea is to make yichud ilah tata. I want to join the upper world to the lower world. How do I do that? I say the Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. The main thing is to have the yichud in this world, right? When you can let the world know in this world it does that Hashem Hu Elokim. Hashem Hu Elokim. When the world knows that, and people start to turn back to Hashem, which Baruch Hashem, we have a lot of people turning back to Hashem today. It's unbelievable, right? Is that true, Yossi? Right? You see out there, right? There are a lot of people that had nothing to do with Hashem, and then they're taking on different things. They took on tzitzis, right? Here we got tzitzis manufacturer right here, Baruch Hashem. How many pairs do you make so far? A couple of hundred, right?
I don't count.
You make 2 a day?
Yeah.
He makes 2 a day.
I was making 4 a day at 120.
Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. See that people are taking on mitzvahs today that they didn't necessarily take on. They didn't know before, and they're doing it today. It's unbelievable. So we see things are moving in the right direction. Although it seems so dismal, right? What?
So slow.
Slow. Patience.
Yeah.
Savlanut. You want it faster, right?
Obviously.
Yeah, but we can't be daichik as Hashem. It doesn't work out too good when we do that.
How does it fit with Mashiach now?
Okay, how does it fit with Mashiach now? When we do all tshuva, if we start saying Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad loud. I mean, listen, can I ask you something? What do you think the Lubavitcher Rebbe was doing? He was saying, we want Mashiach now, right? So he's putting on tefillin on people, and they're saying Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. But what are they doing? Just this lesson.
Right here.
So what's a dochik shah?
No, I mean, don't make something go quicker.
Yeah, but just how?
We have to get more people to put on tefillin, more people to believe. Now they're saying Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, but they have to believe it. They have to know it.
So I can dochik shah or no, I can't?
We should never be doichik the shah. It doesn't work out good when we do that.
Should I should not?
We shouldn't. No. We just pray to Hashem. Hachak Eloi b'chol yom sheyavad, right? Mashiach's going to come any day. Any
The
day.
Yisrael gets taken out of Mitzrayim. That was a little bit faster than it was supposed to be.
That was fast, but Hashem did that.
Yeah, that's.
Hashem took us out a little faster, but it said that only a fifth of us actually made it out.
And what? Have we stayed 400? How much longer would we lasted?
Who knows who would have been left?
Yeah.
Who knows who would have been left? But I believe really now Hashem is really waiting. He wants every Jew to come back. Hashem doesn't want it to be v'chamushim olu mimitzvah, like it was a fifth, only 1/5.
Yeah.
Right, only 20% of the people left. Could you imagine? 4/5 of the people died.
So why do you think that Hashem wants everyone to come back?
Because of tikkun neshamas. Because of tikkun neshama.
During the Halo, go close to Yaakov Avinu, Yosef, and Tzaddik.
Yes.
Period of Mitzrayim, going through slavery and suffering.
Yeah, but you know what you don't understand, Yossi, is today, because of the Yeridus Hadoros, right?
Yeah.
And because we're so far away from Yosef and so far away from Yaakov Avinu, so far away from Moshe Rabbeinu, right? Any little thing we do today means so much more. Because we have that, we feel disconnected from the source. You understand? The further away we get from the source, right? The further away we get from the source, it makes it more difficult. Again, the Bechira, right? But anytime we choose, I'm going to say Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, and I want my words to resonate through the world. Right? They can. They can and they will. If I know if I'm supposed to do that, and I want to do that. right? And then I can affect the world, and we see that the goodness and the kind acts and the things that are being done in the world are definitely helping the world in a beautiful way right now, more than we had before. There's so much more good going on.
Yeah, I went yesterday to the funeral of this guy from Kiryat Arba who
What do you mean?
In Chevron, right? You were in Chevron? Yeah, okay.
9,000 people. Mamish. I had a park in Kiryat Arba and walked to the Ma'ara. That's what they
Wow.
Mamish like that. And the people that came from all over Eretz Yisrael really was. And I don't think it was so publicized. I don't know if you saw it. Like in terms of where I had a call.
I heard about Yishai told me about it.
So I had a call like Yishai and Simcha to find out where is this thing. I knew.
Yeah.
Anyway, a few things. First off, people again from all over. I think it's nice to see our is pretty strong. People care. I mean, like it's impressive. It's a real tear jerker.
From all walks of life.
And for us, it's easy, so to speak. And even for me, it was kind of hard because there's still like traffic. I had to park and walk and stuff.
Right, but the guys coming from Sfas and the guys coming from Feria.
Yeah. Just to get to the back. To hear something. No being all of the thing. So that part was impressive, just to see people really. And a lot of people seemingly from the Nova Festival, like meaning like long hair, dreadlocks.
They were there. People are coming together. People are coming together. That's it.
And then I had to go park on the sidewalk, and so there was like a large stone. It was a curb, like a stone construction piece that I ended up driving over. It was stuck under my car, so I couldn't go forward, couldn't go backwards.
Wow.
As I left, my wife goes, "Yeah, just leave it here. We'll deal with it when we come back." We came back. I asked a couple of guys.
They picked
They said, "Oh no, well, we'll do the jack. My jack didn't work." They called the cop. Another guy called it. And everyone wanted to help. It was really impressive. They spent a good time lifting my car up, pulling the rock out, and then being able to drive.
20
home.
guys can lift.
Well, no, we ended up using a jack.
Oh, okay.
It was a whole. But it was again just to be out there. To see,
Wow.
See the animals.
But that's what it's all about. That's it. That's what
That's
it's.
in a strange way what it's all about. Yeah.
It's not strange. It's amazing. No, it's really truly amazing.
Who was this person that passed, or that they were?
He was a soldier.
Soldier that was killed on the first day of the war, but they didn't know.
They
Oh,
thought
the
he
one
was
that they
kidnapped.
found. Yeah.
They thought he was kidnapped, and they finally, through testimony and testing, they realized, we buried a burnt remains
Yeah.
and he was in it. And so now we had to dig up the body of this one other Chayal.
Yeah, I read about that.
And then find the remains and take out and something microscopic essentially is what was buried. There's numerous cases like this.
Yeah.
Numerous cases like this.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
He was a shomer. He was a guard for the festival, apparently.
Oh, whenever. When it.
But I tell you, this family, all throughout, when
Yeah.
they try to use it live, they were saying, Amuna, Simcha, stay with it, don't make a deal, they don't just for the sake of the Am, but they were.
But this is amazing, right? This is amazing that people are saying that in this year, in right now, Tufshin Pei Dalit, where we are now, right? We're in this year, so far away from Kabbalah says, so far, but people are still saying things like that. That's amazing. It's making a lot of noise in Shema. That makes a lot of noise. When a parent can say something like that, it makes a lot of noise in Shema. Really, it makes a big ruckus. Like we're learning, we can do our words down here affect things up on high. Right, like we said, that kid said, he said, Yiskadav, his father's neshama was able to be released. He said a couple of words. How important are words? Very important. Very important. Okay, we got it. So you have to say the words. Say the words. Okay. All right. So let's go. Let's start. Can we start Gimel? Mm-hmm. It's still a little bit early. Okay. Well, but we get to learn a little bit now because we started Baruch Hashem. Okay. Now, so now we're going to go. Now we're going to continue this idea of the unification up on high and the unification down below. Okay, we're going to learn a little bit more. Shema u'Baruch Shem, shehem Yehuda Ilah, Yehuda Tata, kamu v'direi Rabbeinu Zal, as we learned a lot about that, right? We learned that we learned in Hilchas Birchas Hashachar. Hey, remember this idea that Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad is the Yichud Ilah, because that is connected to the Metzach Ilah, right, which is connected to the Keser, right, and the Baruch Shem is connected to the Metzach Tata, which is connected to the Zer Anpit, right? Okay, all right. Now, v'zeh bechinas hasoges dorei mala shehu bechinas yehuda ilah. We understand that dorei mala, the people up on high. Remember, we were learning like yesterday about the tzaddik, right? A person can be in this world and in the next world at the same time. Remember, we learned that, right? Through a person's thoughts, right? So now we see, since Rav Nosson yesterday was talking about the idea of thoughts, so now Rav Nosson is reminding us, when you say Shema, you actually have to say the words, right? It's not just about thoughts, right? Remember, yesterday we were doing thought, right? But remember, you have to actually say the words. Not just think the words, you have to say the words, because the words will make an effect, will resonate through the world, okay? So again, we're making the Bechinas Yichud Ilah, Shu Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, Ki Achdusa Yizborach Nelam Me'ein Kol. Because this unity of Hashem is hidden, right? We don't see Hashem. We don't understand. We believe in the unity of Hashem, but we don't see Hashem, correct? We could see Hashem in the world. We could see things that Hashem does in the world, but we don't see Hashem. So that is actually me'ein called the leis machshava tvisa beklal, because no one can really understand Hashem. Leis machshava tvisa beklal. No machshava, no mind can ever comprehend the oneness of Hashem. We could talk about the oneness of Hashem, but can we really comprehend it? Do we understand how Hashem at the same time is handling everything? It's raining now. Yeah. Every raindrop, He has accounting for every single raindrop, for every breath you and I are taking, for every molecule in our bodies, and in the billions of people in the world, and the animals, and the fish, and the birds, and the insects. He's taking care of everything at one time. And all the worlds, and all the angels. Amazing, right? Can we understand it's impossible? Right? We can only think about one thing at a time. Right? Right? That's the hasoga, this thing of darei mala, of the people up on high. They have a clearer understanding. Again, no one can comprehend. Even the malachim can't comprehend who Hashem is. Right? The malachim say, Aye mikayim kivayde. Right? We say in the Shema, Aye mikayim. The malachim is saying, Aye mikayim kivayde. They don't even know. So down here, how are we ever supposed to understand that? Right? How can we really comprehend Hashem? What do you see? I don't see anything. I don't know. The malachim don't even know. Baruch Shem, zeh bechinas yichud tata. Baruch Shem k'vay b'chusay, v'yelevad malchus, again tata. Malchus is tata. Malchus is down. Right? Bechinas dorei mata. That's connected to us down over here. Bechinas meloi chol haaretz kevodo. Hashem fills the world, the earth. Right? Meloi chol haaretz. What's haaretz? The earth, the land. Right? The world. Hashem is meloi chol haaretz kevodo. Bechinas malchus keyadua. Right? Right? We understand that, right? So the upper world, everyone, do you understand, guys? Now the upper world is connected to Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. Right? So we understand that. That's the Metzach Ilah, like we learned before, right? It's the upper world. That's the people living, that's the neshamas in the upper world, in the next world. This world is Baruch Shem Kivayid Malchus L'Olam V'Olam, right? Because this world is the world that Hashem is Meloi Chol Haaretz Kivayidai. Kayedu bechinas Baruch Shem Kivayid Malchusai mitzad hasoges Malchusai onu masigin oisei Yisbarach v'yoydim meni Yisbarach. From the Malchus of Hashem, we know Hashem, right? From the Malchus, Hashem shows Himself in this world. How did we know Hashem? We had a Beis Hamikdash, right? We had a Beis Hamikdash that stood on Har HaBayis, right? And we said we got to feel the Ratzon of Hashem in this world. We saw the Malchus of Hashem. We felt it in this world. What's the matter, Yossi?
No, it's a lot of rain.
And
Oh, you don't have a raincoat.
a raincoat, I have to run out and get my kids, and I'm just like thinking how this is gonna.
You'll get wet.
I know, we're talking about the oneness of Hashem. And
This is it, yeah.
I might get a drop on it. I might melt.
You won't melt, I promise. You won't even short circuit. You have an electrical system in you, but you won't even short circuit. Yossi, you're insulated. You won't even get a short circuit.
You'll be blessed with all those raindrops.
Ki yoidin shehu yizbarach melech umanig u'moshel. Because a person can know. Look at this. Ki yoidin. Because he knows. Shehu yizbarach melech. He's the king. Manig. He's the king. He conducts everything. Moshel, he rules everything. It's all Hashem. V'zeh bechinas min loy chol haaretz kevoidei bechinas hasogis darei mata shezeh bechinas baruch Shem. Right? That's the understanding that we have in this world. So we don't have to worry about it. Even though today we said Moirid Hatal, Hashem said no, it's going to be we're going to have rain today, and we're having rain now. Baruch Hashem. All right, listen, we don't know why there's something out there that needed rain today. So Hashem said, I'll give you rain, no problem. Right? It's all good. It's all good. Some plant needed rain. He was crying to Hashem, I'm dry.
Hashem, it's Kishmei Bracha.
Kishmei bracha, right?
No, it was a caterpillar on a leaf.
You have to leave now? Okay.
Yeah, take my kids to school.
Okay, v'tzarech lichol lo'ilamos el yoin v'tachtaim v'tacht. Stay. My grandfather Hashem used to say, you just learned how to walk in between the raindrops, you won't get wet. Yeah, walk in between the raindrops so you won't get wet. Right? Yeah. V'tzarech lichol lo'ilamos el yoin v'tachtaim v'tachtaim el yoin. We have to keep this world connected to the next world connected to this world. This world, the next world, we're very, very much connected. We learned in Tefillah, right? We go from each world, we go up to the next world, right? When we daven, right? Yeah. So we have a connection. We do have a connection to the next world. We do have a connection to this world. We just have to remember that. David, are you okay? You have a question?
No, I'm fine.
Do you want to say something? Okay.
I'm trying to figure out exactly where we are, because the words are similar in the various. You said we are number 4?
We're in 3.
We're in 3.
Right.
Okay.
I know I read word by word, but you're trying to find it on the English side there, but you know.
I understand. Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine.
V'zeh bechinas shetzarech la'archa b'dalet. We're up to now where it says we have to lengthen the dalet. That's what we're up to. Where we have to lengthen the dalet, right? When we're saying the Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, right? We don't say the dalet Echad. David, do you have the place?
Yeah, 269, the new paragraph.
It's
You
6
find-
lines down from this.
Yeah. Oh, the dollar. Yeah, the dollar.
There we go. Now we're all good now? Okay,
Yes,
Baruch
sir.
Hashem. Baruch Hashem. Because we're going from all these worlds up and back. So you,
No, it's confusing.
Right.
so you got a little confused. Okay, it's all good. Okay. V'zeh bechinas shetzarech la'archa b'dalet de'echad k'dei sheyamlichehu l'malu l'mata ba'arba ruchas. Right? We learned the dalet is amazing, right? The dalet has that little piece that's on the left, on the right side, right? The dalet has the little piece, right? It sticks out, right? That makes it to the 50th gate. Remember we learned about that, right? But the dalet is very important because the dalet shows that Hashem is in the 4 corners of the earth, right? The word echad, we said the word echad, aleph is of echad. Aleph is Hashem is 1. Aleph is the number 1. Ches. The second word of echad, right, is ches, 8. There are 7 firmaments on high, and this earth and this world over here. 7 and 1 makes 8. Right? And echad, the dalet we said is Hashem is 1 in all the 4 directions of the earth, and up and down, and everywhere else. Okay? But really, now we're learning that the dalet is up and down. Also, before we learned, Rav Nassim taught us that the dalet, the ches, was up and down. The dalet was all the 4 directions. Okay, which is fine. You can understand the upper worlds, and up and down within the dalet as well. Okay, very good. Okay, v'zeh bechinas meloich chol haaretz kevoidei hainu bechinas klolius tachtoim be'elyon. I'm bringing the upper together with the lower. Upper together with the lower. Talmud uben. It's the same idea as the Talmud, the student, and the child. The Talmud, which we said is the same as the student, right? Because a student and a Talmud and a child is really the same, right? We said, remember yesterday, a student is a child is a student. Right, your child is a student. Why is a child a student? Because you teach your child. So he's your student as well. So it should be connected. Hasagas Dore Mala, you should have an understanding of what it means to be Dore Mala. We have an understanding what it means to be those up on high. Yehuda Ilah, that the upper unification, Bebechinas Hasaga Dare Mata, and have the Hasaga of down here as well. In other words, it's not good enough to be just on high or just low. You have to have both. You have to be up on high and you have to be down here together at the same time. And that's why we say Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad is the upper unification. Baruch Shem Kvei Machusay. The other one is the lower unification, and we say them together because we want to include the lower unification together with the upper together with the lower, and so on. Okay. Hasagas Elyon betachta in the Hainu Sheiyah Nichlal Hasagas Dare Mata bebechinas Meloi Chol Haaretz Kevayda. That we all have to know down in this world. In other words, again, we want more people in the world, right? We don't want more animals in the world. We want more people. How do we get more people? When they understand that Meloi Chol Haaretz Kevayda, it's all God in the world. It's all Hashem in the world. Teach them that. Shezeh bechinas Baruch Shem Kavay Malchusay. Right? Li'olam v'od. The bechinas Dore Mala, bechinas Ma Chamen. What do you see? What do you know? Right? We say that to the upper one. Shezeh bechinas Ma Shemen Baruch Shem Kavay Malchusay L'avod. Belachash. We say that quietly. Why do we say that quietly? We say Baruch Shem. We don't say it loud. We say it belachash. We say it quietly. Why do we say that quietly? You know why? Because even though Hashem is everywhere in the world, right? It's all Hashem. So they'll say, if it's all Hashem, why can't I do what I want to do? It's all Hashem anyway. It's all God. Right. It's all God. So what's the difference? I can do this or that. It doesn't matter. It's all God. But we understand. We don't want to. We want to teach them that, but we don't want to explain them that they can do. We don't want to give them a license that's saying that it's all everything is godly, so you can do anything you want. Right? Anything you do is godly, right? But no, it's not. Right? We have in the parsha this week, Kedashim Tiyuki Kadosh Ani Hashem Elokeinu. But you have to be holy because I'm holy. What does holy mean? Stay away from, separate from things. Like we learned today in the Sefira, right? Today is the day of what? Is the day of Yesod Shebigvura. Right? Today is so you have to be holy, you have to by a staying away. Staying away. So that's why we say it quietly. The same way when it comes up on high, like we said about Moshe Rabbeinu. When Hashem said to Moshe with Rabbi Akiva, right? And then Moshe Rabbeinu said, this is your Torah, and this is your word. Hashem said, Shtoik. Be quiet. Don't say another word. In other words, when it comes to the upper world, sometimes we don't understand. We just have to be quiet. So the same way, we want to take the same way of the upper world. Sometimes you have to be quiet, and I'm quiet down in this world. I'm taking the idea of quiet in the upper world, and I say the Baruch Shem Kavai quietly, the same way we have quiet also in the upper world. So I do it over here. I want to take the upper world and bring it together with the lower world. You understand that? It's an amazing idea how Rav Nosson is connecting this. Right? The same way you have the idea of quiet upstairs, up on high, bring the idea of quiet in this world as well. You got it? That's how you're connecting the upper world together with the lower world, with the Baruch Shem Kavod Malchusay. Okay?
Can I add a little thing here?
You can, sure.
I learned from Aleph Beta that in Bereit, it's all about Hashem wants to connect with us, He wants us to connect with Him.
Yeah.
And as this is talking about how we connect the upper and the lower, it's like how we're bringing the two together.
That's exactly right. That's exactly what we're talking about. Well, we're trying to bring the upper world together with the lower world, and the lower world has to be connected to the upper world.
But that's also Hashem in a sense. He wants to connect with us,
Yeah.
and we want to connect with Him. And this is a piece of it seems.
Okay, fine. Ma, bechina shtika, bechina shtoik, kach ola b'machshava. Like Hashem says, shtoik, kach ola b'machshava. Machshava, again, thought. That's how it came in Hashem's thought. Whatever that means. But machshava is, again, I don't see. I don't hear. You can't hear someone thinking, right? You may smell it, right? The wood burning, right? No, they say. No, I'm joking. Right? So
But aren't there some times when you do know it's like someone's thinking, or they're thinking of you, and you're thinking of them, and somehow.
No, but you don't. Okay. There's an intuition, but you don't know what someone's actually thinking.
Right.
You can't know that.
Right.
You don't know that. That's quiet. You don't know that.
Yes.
You can guess, but you never really know what the person's thinking. You can contemplate,
Right.
You can contemplate it, but you don't really know.
Right.
You don't really know. Okay. Bebechinas the Yaich say law and Sisrei Yisama Belechisha, like we say in the Zmiris on Shabbos, right? On Shalosh Shudas, right? You know these words? The Yaich say La Sisrei Yisama Belechisha. You know those words, Sasha? Right?
Actually.
That you can know the hidden things that are said belachat. Okay, whatever. The hainu bechinas hasoga elyoina, the bechinas ma shezois hasoga nisteres nelemes. The idea of ma, right? Ma.
What? What does that mean?
What does what mean?
What?
What?
Ma means what? Ma means what?
What? Yeah,
Ma. Moshe Rabbeinu said, "Vanachnu ma." Ma, I'm not. What am I? I'm nothing.
this is what
what am I?
Rabbeinu said.
Yeah, Moses said, "Vanachnu ma." What am I? What ma? What am I? Who am I? Who am I? What am I? Moshe Rabbeinu was anav, right? He was the humble one. Moshe Rabbeinu was the humble one. Ma. So it's an aspect of ma, right? Bechinas ma shezois hasoga nisteres nelemes vi bechinas shtika. It's quiet. It's you don't know what it is. It's quiet. Shezeh bechinas belachash shesamach l'shtika. Lachash is samach l'shtika. Lach, quiet, whispering is very close to quiet, right? Because when you're whispering, no one you can only if you pay close attention, you can understand what the person said. If he's whispering, if the person's talking, you can understand it. So you can understand. Because you're going to say to me like this. Rav Nosson says that the same way in Shemayim they had shtika, quiet. Hashem said, "Shtoi, kach ola b'machshava," quiet. Moshe Rabbeinu, quiet. Kach ola b'machshava. That's what I thought. Again, when Moshe Rabbeinu asked about Rabbi Akiva, right? This is the Torah and this is the Sefira that the Romans are combing his flesh. Hashem said to him, "Shtoi, quiet." Kach ola b'machshava. So now Rav Nosson teaches us here like this: Shtika, where quiet is like whispering. The same idea is closer to whispering than to talking. Whispering is closer to quiet than talking.
Right. Yeah.
Right? So now I want to bring the next world into this world.
Right.
So the Baruch Shem, I say it quietly, I'm whispering. Because whispering is like the quietness of the next world. You understand? So now we understand. It helps us bringing the two worlds together. Okay, so that's well, we learned a lot of things today, right? Right. So now we understand. We learned many things that when we say the Shema, right? When we say the Shema, we say the words. Now we're talking. When you say Shema, you say the words. Why? Because you want it to resonate into the world. You want people to get that understanding of Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Because again, when people have the das, when they have the knowledge that Hashem is Elokeinu, when they have the das that Hashem is Elokeinu, so then that turns them from being animals in the shape of people to becoming people mamish, right? The more people that have a yediyah of Hashem in the world, know Hashem in the world, you have more people walking around in the world. We want more people knowing about Hashem in the world, right? So that's why we say Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. And then when it comes to, then we said, but there's also unification up on high and unification on low. Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad is the upper unification, right? That's the upper, the way of the upper world. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchusa is Hashem's Malchus in this world. Miloi Chol Haaretz Kavodo. Hashem fills this world with all His kavod. That's Hashem, but we say it quietly. Why do we say that quietly? We learn now because we want to be the same way in Shemayim. There's quiet. There's an idea of quiet also. Up on high, there's an idea of quiet. With Moshe Rabbeinu, Hashem said, "Shtoik kach ola b'machshava." That's how I thought. Thoughts are quiet. So too in this world, I want to have something connected to quiet. What's connected to quiet? Whispering. So I say, I say whispering because I want to connect this world together with the upper world. You understand? And this is how I can connect this world with the upper world, doing something of the upper world in this world. Okay? So we'll leave it over here, and tomorrow we're going to learn more. We're going to learn in Mitzvah Hashem about the 248 words of Kriya Shema that we study. We're going to keep going, delve deeper and deeper to have a better understanding of why Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad is as important as it is. Okay? Everyone have a wonderful day. Stay dry. B'sara tovot.